Hello and welcome to round 3 of Sentinels of the Multiverse, Rook City. And today we're going to start, as always, with the chairman. The first thing that's going to happen here is at the start of the turn, the chairman says, that's the setup. Gameplay: at the start of the villain turn, if there are at least 3 underbosses in the villain trash, flip the chairman's villain character card. So we actually do have 3 underbosses in here. We have the broker, we have the muscle, and the contract. So we're going to flip the chairman. We'll see what happens. Okay, looks like we have the chairman, 35 hit points, Chairman Pike. The chairman is immune to damage from environment cards. Increase damage dealt by thugs by X. And then a little lower down it says X on this card is H minus 2. And if you remember, H is the number of heroes. We have 3 heroes, so 3 minus 2 is 1. So we're going to increase damage dealt by thugs by 1. So we're just going to get some of these damage dealt tokens on, put them on the thugs. There we go. And the first time that the chairman is dealt damage each turn, deal the source of that damage X melee damage. So that'll be another 1. So that is start of turn there. Next up is the operative. I don't believe she has any start of turn stuff. She doesn't. But remember, whenever a villain card is destroyed, the operative deals the hero with the highest HP 1 melee damage. Okay, so next we're going to go to the enforcers. No start of turn, start of turn, start of turn, nothing there. Okay, so none of these guys have start of turn effects. Only the chairman did. So we're going to go straight to the play phase. So we're going to play a card. And we have Undivided Attention, 1 shot. If the operative is active, she deals the hero with the highest HP 4 melee damage. And then the chairman deals the hero with the highest HP 3 melee damage. Well, this is bad for us because we have very little hit points. So, who's our highest hero? Looks like Expatriate. So she's going to take 4 damage from the operative. And then the chairman deals the hero with the highest HP 3 melee damage. So who's next highest? Looks like Mr. Fixer. And if you remember, Mr. Fixer has the same nemesis symbol as the chairman, so he's actually going to deal 3 plus an extra. Oh, but the Wraith is also tied with Mr. Fixer, so let's have the Wraith take the damage instead. That way it'll be 3 instead of 4. So we're going to lose 3 on the Wraith. And that's it for this one-shot card. Okay, next we're going to go to the end of the villain phase. So Chairman Pike doesn't have anything here. But we do have the operative. And the operative says, at the end of the villain turn, reveal cards on the top of the villain deck until an underboss is revealed. Put it into play, shuffle the rest of the revealed card back into the villain deck. So let's see if there's any more underbosses in this. We have a one-shot. We have an underboss. All right. So I'm just going to shuffle this back in here. Here is our underboss, the Deputy, 9 hit points. At the start of the villain turn, all crooked cops regain 3 HP. At the end of the villain turn, search for the trash for a card named Crooked Cop, put it into play. So we're going to put this over here. And now we're going to do end of turn for the enforcers. Thug. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the lowest HP 3 melee damage unless their player discards a card. Well, let's see who is the lowest hero player. Looks like that's tied between the Wraith and Expatriate. So we'll let Expatriate take that because I think Expatriate has a card she could probably discard. She's got Reload, Hair Trigger Reflexes, Submachine Gun, and the Hollow Points. So I think we're going to just discard the hollow points. Okay, next is the fence. At the end of the villain turn, search the villain trash for a card named Thief, put it into play. Great news, guys. We're going to put a Thief into play. And we have a Thief. There it is. At the end of the villain turn, destroy a hero, ongoing, or equipment card. Lovely. So we're just going to move all these over a little bit. And this Thief is a Thug, so they get a +1 damage from Chairman Pike. Okay, next, another Enforcers. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the lowest HP 3 melee damage unless their player discards a card. Should we have Expatriate take the damage again? She could probably drop one more card. She will drop the Reload card. Okay, next up is this Hired Gun. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals each hero target 2 projectile damage. So, and that's going to be boosted to 3. So we're going to have Wraith take 3 damage. We're going to take Expatriate, have 3 damage. And we're going to have Mr. Fixer take 3 damage. Okay. Next we have this Thief. At the end of the villain turn, destroy a hero, ongoing, or equipment card. So we're going to destroy Mr. Fixer's Tire Iron equipment card. That goes in his discard there. Next we have the Deputy, who just came out. At the end of the villain turn, search the villain trash for a card named Crooked Cop, put it into play. So let's find the Crooked Cops. We got a couple of them. Okay. And he's a Thug, so he's going to get a +1 damage from the Chairman. Next up, we're going to have a Thief. At the end of the villain turn, destroy a hero, ongoing, or equipment card. And what do you think? Assault Rifle? Okay, we're going to have Expatriate destroy her Assault Rifle. It's too bad, because it's awesome. Okay, last we have Crooked Cop. Reduce damage dealt to the Chairman, the Operative, and underbosses by 1. That's really rough. So, we're going to get some damage reduction here. So the Chairman, the Operative, and all underbosses. So the Fence, and the Deputy. Okay, I think that is it for the villain turn. Next up is the Wraith.
Okay, we have the Wraith here. She has 1 card in her hand, but it's a really good card, so we're gonna try to play this turn. It is the micro-targeting computer. It says increase projectile damage dealt by the Wraith by 2, which is really going to help because all of her cards right here, those all do projectile damage, so that's going to be fun. Hopefully this isn't her last turn, but we're going to play the micro-targeting computer, which I just said. All projectile damage from her is dealt up by 2. And let's see who we can hit. Okay, so with the Wraith's Razor Ordnance, we're going to do 5 minus 1 damage because he's an unboss to the Fence, because he keeps bringing out guys and we don't really like that. And the Deputy is not our biggest threat right now.
So you're using Razor Ordnance to do 3 + 2 damage to the Fence.
Yes, and then -1.
-1. So the Fence took 4 damage, and the Fence is now down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do another power though, can't you?
Yep. And now we're going to use this power throwing knives, which you may remember. It says the Wraith deals up to 3 targets 1 projectile damage each. He's got the Wolverine claws. So let's see who we're going to deal damage. Okay, so through all of our contemplation, we're going to do 3 damage to this hired gun, knocking it out. 1, 2, 3.
And that's this one right here, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this one's gone.
And now we're going to do 3 more damage to this enforcer right here.
Is that the first enforcer?
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Does that knock them out?
Yep.
Okay.
And now we're going to do 3 damage to one of these thieves. They both have 2, so it doesn't matter right now. So
Okay,
we're just going to take out the first.
Just do the first one. Okay, that was pretty good on the throwing knives.
And that's the end of the Wraith's turn. Oh. Forgot. We have to draw a card, and we have the infrared eyepiece, which we'll get a good close-up on it. Reveal the top 2 cards of the villain deck. Put one on the top of the villain deck, the other on the bottom. Draw a card. So that could be coming.
Okay, here we are with Expatriate's turn. She doesn't have a lot to do. She's only got 2 cards, so for her play phase, she's going to play this machine gun. Equipment, limited gun, power. Expatriate deals each non-hero target 1 projectile damage. Only 1 ammo card may be in play next to this card at a time. So we're going to play this one for Expatriate. And then for her power, she's actually going to use her submachine gun to do 1 damage to each target. However, these guys, the underbosses and the chairman and the operative, all have a damage -1, so that doesn't do anything to them. But we will do 1 damage to the enforcers. And we'll do 1 damage to this thief. And we'll do 1 damage to this crooked cop. And then she'll draw a card at the end of her turn. Quick draw. Search your deck or your trash for either pride or prejudice. Put it into play. Okay. So that's her hand. And that is Expatriate. Next up is Mr. Fixer. Okay. Before I forget, on the Wraith's turn, the Wraith actually took out 3 bad guys. And we almost forgot that the operative says, whenever a villain card is destroyed, the operative deals the hero with the highest HP 1 melee damage. So the highest HP right now is Mr. Fixer. So he is going to be dealt 1+1 because the operative and the nemesis are the operative and Mr. Fixer are nemesis. So he's going to take 2 for the first one, and now he's still the highest. So he's going to take the second one. So he's now down to 2 hit points. And now he's no longer the highest. So the Wraith and Expatriate are the highest. So we'll just have Expatriate take the 3rd damage. So things are looking bad for our intrepid heroes. Alright, now back on to Mr. Fixer's turn.
Okay, we're back with Mr. Fixer's turn. His hand has these cards. He has Meditation, Overdrive, Bloody Knuckles, and the Hoist Chain. So we're going to set those down for now, and we're going to use the play card. We're going to play the card Meditation. Search your trash your deck for a style card. Put it either into play or into your hand. So we're going to search our deck for the card Alternating Tiger Fist. It says, damage dealt by Mr. Fixer is irreducible. When this card enters play, destroy all other style cards. So he's going to put the Alternating Tiger Claw into play. And then he's going to use his power Strike to deal 1 target 1 irreducible melee damage. And we are going to hit the fence, which is irreducible, so he dies. And we can put him into the trash. And that's the end of Mr. Fixer's turn.
He has to draw a card, doesn't he?
Yep, and we draw a card, and it is a Riveting Crane. After Mr. Fixer damages the target, all damage dealt to the target is irreducible until the start of your next turn. When this card enters play, destroy all other style cards. And that is the end of Mr. Fix's turn.
Okay, here we are with the environment in Rook City. So there's nothing at the start of turn, so we're just going to go straight to the play phase, and we'll see what we got here. Blighted Streets. Increase damage dealt to hero targets by 1. Okay, so we're going to get 3 of these damage taken tokens and put them on our heroes. Okay. At the end of each hero's turn, if we get that far, if that hero dealt no damage this turn, their player may discard 2 cards, destroy this card. When this card is destroyed, play the top card of the villain deck. Alright, so this gets played. And now we have Dr. Tremata that goes at the end of the turn. This card is immune to damage from heroes. At the end of the environment turn, which is right now, reveal the top 2 cards of the environment deck. Put 1 on the top of the environment deck and 1 on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to reveal the top 2 here. Looks like we have a Falling Statuary. When this card enters play, deal the target with the second lowest HP, 3 irreducible projectile damage. This isn't too bad, because it might hit a villain. And the other one is Scum and Villainy. At the end of the environment turn, play the top card of the villain deck. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So we're going to put that one on the bottom, and we're going to put this one on the top. Okay. Now, then the villain character card either deals this card or the hero with the lowest HP, H melee damage. So Dr. Tremata over here is going to take 3 damage. And I just realized that Dr. Tremata is not in our Rook City. So we're going to add Dr. Tremata here for a second. And now Dr. Tremata is going to take 3 damage. Okay. And that is it for turn number 3. And we're actually going to go straight into turn 4, or round 4, whichever one of those are, and back over to the chairman. And before we go to round 4, I've forgotten again that whenever a villain is destroyed, the operative says whenever a villain card is destroyed, the operative deals the hero with the highest HP 1 melee damage. So, the hero with the highest HP is... Okay, so the operative deals 1 plus 1 from the Blighted Streets damage to the highest hero, which is the Wraith. So the Wraith takes 2 total damage. And now we're going to go round 4 with the chairman. So here we are back with the chairman. The chairman doesn't have any start of turn effects. The operative doesn't have any start of turn effects. But the deputy here does have a start of turn effect. At the start of the villain turn, all crooked cops regain 3 HP. So let's check on our crooked cops over here. And we have 1 crooked cop, and so he will gain 1 HP because he was only down 1 HP. And that is it for start of turn effects. Let's go to the play phase. And we're going to do Perfect Human Specimen. The chairman regains H plus 1 HP. So the chairman is already at full health, though, so he can't actually regain any HP. And if the operative is active, she regains 4 HP as well. But she's already at full health, so nothing really happens here. Okay, so now we're going to go to the play phase. The chairman doesn't have anything, or we just did the play phase. The end of turn phase, chairman doesn't have anything on the end of turn. The operative does say, At the end of the villain turn, reveal cards from the top of the villain deck until an underboss is revealed. Put it into play. So let's see if we have any underbosses left. So, not an underboss. Not an underboss. Not an underboss. Nope, no more underbosses. So we're just going to shuffle the rest of the cards back into the villain deck. Okay, so now here comes the great news. Here's the enforcers. And they say, at the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the lowest HP 3 melee damage unless their player discards a card. So let's see who the lowest is. That would be the Wraith. Does the Wraith want to discard a card?
Seeing as how we are in the last days and we have 1 hit point left, I think we should probably discard this so that we don't die. So we're going to discard that, and yeah.
Okay, so next up is the Deputy. And the Deputy says, at the end of the villain turn, search the villain trash for a card named Crooked Cop, put it into play. Hey, why not? Let's find another Crooked Cop. There's our other Crooked Cop. Okay, and because the chairman says increase damage dealt by thugs by 1, we're going to put a +1 damage on this Crooked Cop over here. So that's it for the Deputy. Time for the Thief. And he says, at the end of the villain turn, destroy a hero, ongoing, or equipment card. So, what should we destroy? Okay, so we've decided to discard the submachine gun. From the Thief. Okay, and then Crooked Cop just says reduce damage dealt to the chairman, the operative, and underbosses by 1. And we actually have 2 Crooked Cops out, so we're supposed to increase damage by 2. So to remember that, I'm just going to take these 1 things on them and put these on here. And that is the end of the villain turn, and somehow we're not dead yet. So next up is the Wraith.
Okay, it is the Wraith's turn. She has no cards. So, but she will be able to use 2 powers because she has the equipment belt, which allows her to use extra powers. Let's focus on that, please. There we go. You may use an additional power. So we are going to use number 1, the Razor Ordinances. The Wraith deals 1 target 3 projectile damage, which is really 5 because we have the micro-targeting computer right over here. And so let's see who we're going to hit for 5 damage. Okay, so we've decided to kill the Enforcers. He has 5 HP. Gonna do 5 to him. Goodbye, Enforcers.
And this time I won't forget, whenever a villain card is destroyed, the operative says, the operative deals the hero with the highest HP 1 melee damage. So who has the most HP? Expatriate and Mr. Fixer are tied. And so we'll just say Expatriate takes that damage, and that takes Expatriate down 1 plus 1 for the damage taken. So that is it for Expatriate. So Expatriate is actually incapacitated now. So we just take all of her cards out of play, and we turn her card over. We can see this. 1 hero may use a power now. You can destroy a target with 1 HP, or you can select a hero. The next time that hero uses a power, that hero also deals 1 target, 1 projectile damage. So during Expatriate's turn, she can choose one of these 3 things. So we'll just put this down here. And go ahead, Wraith.
And then her other ability she's going to use is the Throwing Knives, which is right here. It says the Wraith deals up to 3 targets 1 projectile damage, which is really 3 projectile damage. So let's see who we're gonna hit. We're gonna hit the deputy for 3 minus 2 because there's 2 crooked cops out. That's not very fun. So we're just gonna hit him for 1. We're gonna hit the thief, which is gonna kill him. And we're gonna hit one of the crooked cops for 3 damage.
The first one or the second one?
Second one.
Okay.
And that's the end of the Wraith's turn.
Now, when the thief expires, though, what happens?
The operative will attack the Wraith.
Operative deals the hero with the highest HP 1 melee damage, plus 1 from... So Mr. Fixer is actually the highest in this case. So Mr. Fixer is taken out.
That's the end of Mr. Fixer.
So again, we'll just remove all of Mr. Fixer's cards from play here. And we'll flip him over to his incapacitated side. That's the saddest baseball hat in the whole world. And his actions is he can select an equipment card in hero trash and put it to play. He can say one player may draw a card now, and he can destroy an ongoing card. So I'll put this over here for Mr. Fixer. Alright, so the Wraith has used... the Wraith play a card? Oh no, she didn't even have a card to play. She just used her powers. So use the powers. You want to have the Wraith draw a card?
And the Wraith draws a card. It has Suture Self. And the Wraith regains 3 HP when she plays that. So hopefully we get around to playing it.
Okay, and that's the end of the Wraith's turn. Next up is Expatriate. Okay, here we are with Expatriate's turn, and so we're just going to look at the things that she can do. She can have a hero use a power now. She can destroy a target with 1 HP. Well, we don't have any targets with 1 HP. Or she can select a hero. The next time that hero uses a power, that hero also deals 1 target, 1 projectile damage. We're going to let the Wraith use a power now, so go ahead, Phoenix. Tell us what the Wraith is going to do.
The Wraith is going to use her Razor Ordinances to deal 1 target 3 plus 2 damage. So, let's see what we're going to hit. I think we're going to hit the Deputy on this one, because he has the highest HP and he's the worst out of them all. So that's going to do 3 damage to the Deputy.
Okay, that's it for Expatriate's turn. Next up is Mr. Fixer.
Okay, it says, here's his incapacitated card. Sad baseball cap. It says, select an equipment card and hero trash put into play. Or, 1 player may draw a card now, or destroy an ongoing card. I think we're just going to have the Wraith draw a card, because there's not all that much that she can do with these incapacitated sides. So we're just going to have her draw a card, and she will draw another throwing knives. That's fun. And that's the end of the hero turn.
Okay, next up is the environment phase. We don't have anything that goes during the start of turn, so we're just going to draw a card. And we did see this one last turn. It's Falling Statuary. When this card enters play, deal the target with the second lowest HP 3 irreducible damage. So let's figure out who is the second lowest HP. The Wraith has 1 HP, so she's the lowest. And the second lowest would be the Crooked Cop with 2. 3 irreducible projectile damage get thrown onto the Crooked Cop. The second one over here. And, so that was kind of hilarious. And whenever a villain card is destroyed, the operative deals the hero with the highest HP 1 melee damage, plus 1, And that is going to take care of the Wraith, because the Wraith only has 1 hit point. And so the Wraith is incapacitated. So even though the Falling Statuary helped us by taking out a Crooked Cop, we didn't win this fight. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching us play Sentinels the Multiverse. Even though we lost horribly, I had a lot of fun playing with it. And I'd like to thank my son Phoenix for playing. I had a lot of fun playing with him. What did you think of the game?
It was really fun. Even though we lost, it was a good loss. We killed a cricket cop under a giant statue, and then the operative was like, "Not that statue again," and stabbed the Wraith, killing her. Anyways, it was really fun. If we made any misplays or anything that you guys would have done, put it in the comments. Also, next game you want to see played, put it in the comments as well.